Hi, in this video I give an overview about drum tuning and tuning the toms in intervals. The overall sound character results mainly from the drum heads, their tuning relationship, the pitch of the fundamental notes, and the intervals between the toms. The drum and the heads are one unit. That's why a well-seated head on the bearing edge is so important, especially if the final tuning is low. To seat the head, you bring it evenly up on high tension. At the beginning of the process, I use 2 drum keys facing each other. This helps me accelerate the process and tighten the head evenly. After reaching a good tension, I check and adjust the pitch on each lug and press in the center of the head. Usually, I repeat this procedure 1 or 2 times. The final pitch isn't critical here, but of course, you shouldn't damage the head. If time permits, you can leave the tightened heads overnight and loosen them for the final tuning the next day. Both heads contribute equally to the formation of the fundamental note. So, even if you tune only the resonant head higher or lower, the pitch of the whole system changes in the same direction. If you hit the resonant head instead of the beta head, the same fundamental note will sound, even with different heads and tunings. It will just sound different. The head should always be in tune with itself. That means the lugs should tension the head equally. To achieve this, you check the pitch at every lug and slightly tighten these lugs with lower pitches, until you can hear the same pitch at every lug. To check the fundamental notes of the separate heads, you can just damp the opposite head. For example, you can put the drum on a pillow or a drum throne, or just damp the head with your hand. With the opposite head damped, this single drumhead frequency is always much higher than the fundamental note of the whole system. The tuning relationship of the heads has a huge influence on the sound character. It directly affects resonance and sustain. If you use the same heads for both sides and tune them on the same pitch, you get maximum resonance and the longest sustain. However, this isn't usually the sound most players and engineers want. So it's worth experimenting with different tunings and different head types. A larger tonal difference between the heads results in less resonance and shorter sustain. The most common approach is tuning the resonant head higher than the beta head. I tune all my drums in this way, including snare drums and bass drums. But there are no rules, so feel free to experiment. The single heads don't have to be tuned on exact pitches. For example, a 4:3 ratio is just a guide value. For a similar sound character of each tom, typical intervals are 3 to 5 semitones per 2-inch difference. This means a minor or major third or a perfect fourth. With only 2 toms and 2-inch difference, you might choose a larger interval like a perfect fifth. Mostly, it's better to choose consonant rather than dissonant intervals. Please look at the overlaid charts for more values and press pause if required. In the background performances, the toms are tuned with perfect fourths at medium pitch. Here's an example at very high pitch, also with perfect fourths. And another example with major thirds at medium high pitch and with cotton wool inside. Adding mass to the heads can control overtones and sustain very fast and easily. But there are other methods that have some advantages, in my opinion. Because adding mass to the heads means less overtones, less attack and a more dull, lifeless sound. Especially floor toms can be damped in many other ways. You can add mass to the shell, for example with a stick bag, or put some cotton wool in there. And even a fixed setup with stiff legs can shorten the sustain. I hope I could lighten this topic for you and give a short overview with the most important information. Have fun tuning and experimenting. And if you like my video, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. Cheers.